Frank Glieber is standing by deep in the heart of Texas for the Houston Open.
And welcome back once again to the Stadium Bowl in Houston, Texas, in the shadow of the Astrodome for the final match of the $70,000 PBA Houston Open.
Thank you, Frank. It's a pleasure to be in Houston.
Earl took the week off from bowling, and the way the lefties are doing this week, you may have made a mistake.
That shows you how smart I am, Frank. I always skip the wrong ones. Dave is an outstanding player. I really expect him to do well today, Frank. He's got one of the best games on the tour. Very strong, very hard-hitting bowling ball. One of the finest arm swings I've ever seen.
He's also one of the great veterans on the PBA Tour, and I was figuring it out, and your opponent today, I figure, was in second grade when you started on the PBA Tour.
Thank you very much.
Here it is, match number 1, Eddie Ressler against Jim Plessinger.
Again, Eddie got out of the gate real fast, spare 4 in a row. Jimmy just really didn't have too much of a chance. The final score for that match, Eddie Ressler, 247, Jim Plessinger, 204.
That is rather strong, and that qualified him to meet the number 3 man, Joe Berardi. Actually, a rematch of our final in Tucson a couple of weeks ago.
Right. This was Eddie's chance for a little revenge. Joey beat him for the championship in Tucson, but Eddie just came out of the gate so fast, Joey never had a chance. It was the first 7 in a row. Not even a good match. Joey shot 209, Eddie 243. He's in a rut, 240, 240, Frank.
And he also took care of our number 2 qualifier today, Marshall Holman, one of the top money winners on the tour. Scores a little bit lower this time.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think it's possible the lanes are breaking down. They're starting to hook a little more. The boys had a little problem with that pair, but I expect them to score good in the championship match.
Dave is also of the school, as you'll see as we go along, who does not like to watch the opposing bowler. Eddie Ressler starts it off with a big X.
This could be a very exciting match, Frank. I'm looking for it to be high scoring.
Take a look at Eddie's style here, Earl, if you would.
Yes, Eddie is he's really a stylist. He has a good look at the arm swing. It's a little bit too high, but watch how solid he is at the foul line. Good roll, good hit on the ball. The ball really drives through the pins.
Dave Davis, selected to the PBA Hall of Fame in 1978.
Dave looks a little tentative out there right now, Frank. He doesn't look like he's really firm with the shot right yet. He looks like he's trying to be a little cautious. Look at that good, long follow-through. One of the finest arm swings I've ever seen. One of the best.
Dave defeated Ressler during the match play of this tournament, 214 to 149. Quite a margin of difference there.
I don't expect Eddie to ever come up with a 149 today.
So Dave Davis has his spare in the first frame.
Still all even.
Davis, 6'2", 145 pounds, from Tinton Falls, New Jersey.
Dave won his first title, Frank, back in Salt Lake City, and that was 14 years ago. And some of these guys that were on the thing today were in maybe the second grade, like you mentioned earlier, about 10 years old. They're all 24-year-old players, and Dave's 37.
Does that make you wonder a little bit about the young lions?
I hate to talk about age because I'm older than Dave, so we do have a lot of fine young players on the tour, more and more.
Davis in the second.
Tough spare.
Got it.
Got it. It looks like a good shot to me.
Oh, yes.
Powerful strike.
Well, he's starting off like he did in those first 2 games earlier this afternoon.
Looks like he's mad at somebody, doesn't he? He's out there to win. Look at that ball drive. The 5-pin going to the 7. Tremendous mixing action.
This is Eddie's 5th consecutive top 24-man finals and his 3rd appearance in the top 5 in the last 4 weeks. And he's gotten as high as 2nd.
Well, he's definitely acclimated to bowling under these circumstances, bowling that many times in the last few weeks. And that's a big thing for the players, Frank. If they can get that experience, recent experience, it's a little easier to handle the pressures of bowling on television and bowling for a match for the championship.
Got a double working for him. He's up in the 3rd. Championship match at Houston. And 3 straight. Here's Davis.
That's a little better shot. There he goes. Dave, I talked to him earlier, Frank, and he wasn't really happy with the way his ball was reacting on the lanes. He tried 3 or 4 different bowling balls today in the practice before the television match he's in now. And he thought that the lanes were hooking a little more than they have been throughout the week, and he may have to bowl with just one finger in the ball instead of two. His thumb and his ring finger only.
Now, what does that do?
That will make the ball skid farther and go down the lane a little farther. He's using all three of them now, but at times he'll do that to get the ball farther down the lane, delay the break. Looks like he hung up in that one a little bit. The ball didn't quite finish. He got it out, didn't come off his hand. I think there isn't anybody on the tour that hasn't beaten me one time or another for a championship.
You know, you have, well, we'll get into that a little bit right now.
He can think properly and concentrate properly when he is watching the other player bowl. If he gets a lucky break, he doesn't want to see it.
Ressler in the 5th. 5 in a row.
My.
Tough to beat.
43 pin edge right now, Frank. It's a tremendous edge this early in the match.
Well, Ressler is doing all the good.
Dave is by no means out of the match. Anything can happen. There's a lot of frames left to bowl, and Dave is tough.
He's up in the 5th now.
Oh, boy, that's trouble.
That is trouble.
My.
Trouble right here in River City. Go for it here behind as far as he is, you think?
He has to go for it. He has no choice. It's a good shot. Oh, so close.
He put 7 in a row together earlier this afternoon. One of our preliminary games. His first 7 strikes before missing with his 8th ball. How about this one? Oh, left.
A little short. Just a little short. You could see the ball come off his hand. The ball came off his hand a little early. Didn't get the revolutions or the roll he wanted. Eddie knew it when he let go. The ball hit weak. Left the 10 pin in the corner.
That was an exciting moment there.
It was. Look, I really felt that he could do it, Frank. He really had it going well. And interestingly enough, that's the first time he's used that ball today.
Davis in the 9th.
There he goes. That looks like Dave Davis. Fine shot.
Solid hit. Left the 7.
Dave's joking a little bit with the fans out there. He knows it's all over, so.
Not much you can do.
No, but it shows what a class guy he is. He's a fine gentleman. A good representative of the PBA.
If he has a goal left, he says it's to win the U.S. Open. That's one that's eluded him. He's won 2 PBA national championships, 2 Tournament of Champions, 1 World Open, and among 5 bowlers who have earned over $500,000 in PBA money.
And he's going to win a lot more, Frank, before he's done. I believe one of his goals is to make $1 million throwing a bowling ball. I think Dave can do it.
He may be 74 when he does it, but no, he's won $512,000 plus coming into this tournament, and will add a $5,000 check today.
He's throwing the ball very well right now. Just can't get the breaks to carry the pins, but he knows it's all out of the wood. Well, Dave can go spare strike in the 10th for 180 even. Not anywhere near what I expected Dave to bowl, or what he expected, I'm sure. It'd be nice to retire at 35. What's he going to do?
I don't know. Count his pennies, I guess.
A strike. Look at Dave.
That's a good way to finish, anyway.
First or second, he's still a champion.
Next week, the tour is in Waukegan. We will not be televising that event. We'll be back in 2 weeks from Buffalo with the Greater Buffalo Open. Davis winds up with a 180. Now here's Ressler finishing out in the 10th.
Another short shot. Eddie doesn't really care right now, I think.
He's all choked up, you can tell.
Dave threw his towel at him, joking with him a little bit there, saying, why didn't you do that a little earlier when it could have helped me? It's too late now, Eddie.
This young man won his first career PBA title at the age of 19. That was the Winston-Salem Classic.
A fine 246 game for Eddie Ressler. For Dave Davis is 180.